Ryan McCaffrey with IGN alongside Destin Legary. Destin, we're taking a look at the opening chunk of Crackdown 3, which, yes, is finally out February 15th.
I've played this before, but it's nice to see that it's finally on its way out. We are looking at a build that's playable. The campaign is playable.
You actually hadn't played the campaign before.
No, I played the original Crackdown. Really liked that, but I hadn't played the campaign of 3.
You know, everybody knows it's been a long history with this game. You know, it's been sort of publicly out there for about 4 or 5 years now. You played it. It was like Gamescom 2015. You got to look at the early version of that cloud-powered. Tech for multiplayer, which we have another video on that if you are interested to see how that has turned out in the end.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
We're going to take a look at that, but then and then I played some single player, not from the beginning of the game like we're seeing here. So we've omitted the opening cutscene. Microsoft asked us not to show that, but this is the beginning of the game. Yeah, I got to play the campaign 2 E3s ago.
Oh, cool.
You know, it's been a long road for Crackdown, and here it is. And, you know, Destin, it's... I have to say, I was really hoping that this would turn out just super fun. Like, it would just it would just be, you know, hey, it's not the best looking game. It's not, you know, it's not the most, like, spectacularly polished AAA tier, you know, it's not going to rival God of War, or totally. Gears of War, for that matter.
But the original had that fun gameplay loop, and like this looks sort of like a blast from the past, you know. And I was looking forward to that. Also, like collecting the orbs, I got to do that. That was fun, and sort of powering up your character. That loop's still there, but to me, the city felt pretty dull. Like not a lot happened in my gameplay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, so they gave us an option of either starting from the beginning, or they did provide us with a couple of save files just mid-game we could jump into. So I did both, but I started here with the beginning of the game. I figured, you know what, let me just see what the beginning of this game looks like. And so, you know, you get a tutorial-y chunk here, as you get with every game, that, you know, puts a few orbs, agility orbs, right in your path. You'll see me upgrade.
Teaches you the progression loop.
Yeah, you'll see me upgrade here in a minute. You know, Terry Crews is that's who my character here. That's who I'm playing as, and yeah, I'm still hopeful that the loop will be fun that you're talking about. I didn't see enough of it in the chunk I was able to play. I only got to play maybe about 30 minutes, and we're showing here about the first 15, which will go up to sort of the opening credits.
Setting up the bad guys, setting up why the world's bad. I also went through this, and yeah, I just kind of wish, I don't know, it just felt different than I remembered, I guess. I kind of remembered these bombastic explosions at higher gameplay, like jumping out of a car, then detonating it because I had sticky mines on it. Or
theoretically, you can still do that.
Yeah,
we just haven't gotten enough time. Later on. So, but yeah, here you're seeing the beginning again. This is just the tutorial elements of the game. I kind of feel like my gut tells me that the more Terry Crews is in this game, as far as like cutscenes, I think that could carry the likability and charm of it a long way. What I do like is that there's 2-player co-op throughout the whole campaign if you want. Drop in, drop out. Like, you and I could have been playing together. It wasn't set up for that at the event.
But that would have been great. Why didn't they let us do that? I would have loved to play through the campaign.
Maybe it was there and we just didn't do it, but... Yeah, so just showing you the first basic elements of scaling and shooting. So it's
lock
a lock-on
mechanic.
Yes,
yeah, that's right.
We'll talk a lot more about that in our multiplayer video, which is Wrecking Zone is the name of the multiplayer mode. That's powered by the cloud. So that cloud stuff, it's not in the single-player campaign. The single-player campaign is just a sort of, from a technological perspective, a traditional game built using the power of one Xbox, whether you have a standard Xbox One, the S, or the X, and we're playing here on the X.
Yeah, feels a lot like Crackdown 1, like in the controls and everything.
Yeah, for better and for worse, right? For better because Crackdown 1 was fun. Yeah. But maybe potentially for worse. Again, I'm not making any judgments after 30 minutes at the beginning of the game, but you know, Crackdown 1 was over 10 years ago. That was, my goodness, was that 12 years ago now was Crackdown 1? So it's been a while.
Yeah.
You know, gaming has changed, it has evolved.
I'm still going to give it a chance. I'm still going to play it. I'm still going to go in and go through the progression loop, check out that that mechanic, and it's part of Game Pass. That's one of the best parts about it.
And that's, it's funny you bring that up because we, as critics, we can't use that as a cop-out. Like, well, just play it on Game Pass. It's almost like, it's like the 2019 version of saying, oh, it's a rental.
Yeah.
Well, like some people, should you pay $60 for this game? And that, again, remains to be seen. But yeah, it does, you're not wrong. It does feel like the kind of game where if you're subscribing to Game Pass, $10 a month, and you get access to every first-party Xbox game on day one, as well as a ton of other games that, well, sure, definitely hop in and check this game out. It'll be a brand new first-party release, but it does remain to be seen whether it's going to be a $60 game. I love Terry. Terry Crews is literally good in everything.
Yeah,
the guy. He's probably one of the funniest and most just charming actors in the world, in my opinion. I love him in everything. Yeah. So he is featured fairly prominently in the opening cutscene, which again we were asked not to show. So I'm hoping there'll be a lot of Terry Crews throughout the game, and hopefully it's not one of those things where he's in like the opening cutscene, maybe one in the middle, and then at the end, and then we never see him otherwise. So we'll have to wait and see.
Your character model is Terry Crews. So I'm sure he has some like one-liners or stuff when he's kicking back. I think I heard him say a line or two when I was shooting at people.
What I do like is there are plenty of other. You can't customize your own character. I don't think. Actually, don't 100% quote me on that.
But there's other agents.
There were presets. Yeah. And one of them, I just want to give a shout out. If you're really a diehard in the Xbox community, you may know who Doc Cupcake is, aka Jeff Bartram. He is from Operation Supply Drop. He's a U.S. military veteran. He does a lot of charity work for military veterans.
Did you have him on Unlocked?
He was on Unlocked not too long ago. He's actually been on a couple times over the years. And he's in the game. They put his face in the game. Like you can play his name's Bartram. Like it's his actual name.
That's incredible.
So I just thought that was cool. I wanted to give Jeff a show. That's like an awesome community thing for Microsoft to do with this. But yeah, here we go. I mean, we'll kind of wind down here. Let these last opening minutes of Crackdown 3 play out. So this will go again right up to the opening credits, which is just a little taste. They're just walking you through.
It's your first impression of like what the boss mechanics are like. You go take out people, teaching you how to shoot. Your character levels up a few times, and you kind of get the meat and potatoes of what Crackdown is. I hope later, when I get more time with it, to sit down in a home setting. Preview settings are always a little tricky because it's like, we got to rush you through this, and then you got to do the multiplayer thing, and then you got to do another thing. And maybe it'll show better at home.
Yeah, I kind of wish. So the event was we played like an hour of Wrecking Zone multiplayer to start with, and then they switched us over to single player. I personally, just because I'm a single player guy, I would have rather flipped that and gotten more time with the campaign. But yeah, a little taste, and it's. I'll tell you, Destin, it is still fun as heck to go. Like you see those orbs and you're like, I gotta get it. It's like hardwired into me as a primal human being. Like, I gotta go get those orbs.
I felt the same way. I was doing the traversal to get the green orbs, and I'm like, oh, I should probably shoot this guy a lot because I want the targeting mechanic for the gunplay. And
there's the ones for the vehicles. The more you drive vehicles, the better you get there, and as you level up the vehicle thing, you get in a car and it'll transform into a cooler version of the car, just like in Crackdown 1. From what I can tell, so I talked to Joseph Staten, who's the senior creative director at Microsoft, also, of course, longtime Halo writer at Bungie.
Oh yeah.
Now he's doing narrative things across the Microsoft stable of studios.
It was really good to see him again working VR for another
Yes,
title.
indeed. But he told. So I was asking, like, is this like narratively directly connected to the first two games? And he's like, it's tongue-in-cheek aware that there have been other Crackdown games, but it's not like a direct canonical sequel or anything like that. So for those of you who are like, oh gosh, I hope it's nothing like Crackdown 2, which historically no one liked Crackdown 2. It did the alien thing. There's the zombie thing. And nobody really remembers even Microsoft kind of jokes about Crackdown 2 now. This is definitely, it is a follow-up to Crackdown 1, even though it's called Crackdown 3, but it's not a direct sequel that that follows those events. So
and they added Crackdown 1 to Game Pass also, didn't they?
It's in there. Yeah. It's backwards compatible. So yeah, you can play both the original and the new Crackdown here, starting on, what was it, February? This is one of the 6,000 games coming out on February 15th. But yeah, so we'll let this play out. This is trying to fight this first little boss, and then this will come to the end of the video. But
cool.
Yeah, Destin, join us. Make sure we're going to go do a Wrecking Zone commentary here over a full match of Wrecking Zone multiplayer gameplay. That's the cloud destruction stuff.
Yeah.
So come check that video out, and then don't miss our review of Crackdown 3 on or around its release date of February 15th. So for more on all things Crackdown, keep it tuned to IGN.
Taking damage from arm actuator disabled. Sending mission cycle complete. Arm disabled.
If I'm reading this right, I think your eyes just evolved. Your aim. You've got pinpoint accuracy.
And I get to make an example of the worst. Nothing personal.
How do you do that? Well, just teleport. Get off there, Nathan.
The city belongs to Tyranno, and the gate stays closed to agency assholes.
Hurting him. Keep it up.
But I've got a limited bot supply. This is a trainee level freight. Deal with it.
He's focused. Hit him hard. Watch where he goes.
Protect me! Or you...
Hunt him down, Agent. Holy shit! I can't believe it! We got past the gatekeeper. And the people of the Outlands, we've helped them into the city. I know we just met, but I've got to say, we make a damn good team. And we're just getting started.